Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Mech Merlin build stream. Hopefully, everyone's doing great today. Let's see, I see a Caleb, DJK, Big Taro, Dark Action YT, MVKB. Who else is here? Galileo and Not Panos. Thank you guys for joining in. Just want to take a brief moment to thank everyone who has been following and subscribing, even when I'm not streaming here. Let's see. FMR just subscribed right before this stream began. I see a Otto, a Ricardo, Dennis Crisp, Cliffy, Hemanth, Jordan, Rachel Z, YJ Yap, Craig Jones, CC4481, Tendy, Key, Juice, Phil, Daniel, Brandon, Martha, John, David, Elihu, Juan J, Evolved, and the list goes on. Thank you guys so much for subscribing while I'm not here. Today, as you guys can see from the stream title, we are building another KBDFans budget keyboard. This time it's their latest 60% offering, the D60 Lite. So yeah, let's take a look at what we have here. Hopefully you guys caught my unboxing stream in which I gave some of my initial thoughts, right? Right there, okay. If you guys don't know about this board, this is KBDFans' latest offering. I'm sure you guys can see from the board in front of me, this is the KBD67 Lite. 65%, and following on the trend of how successful this board was, I believe KBDFans is doing another one. Well, another plastic type board with quite a few improvements. So yeah, follow that link if you guys want to know more about it. It's going to be like a sub $120 board. Available colors are going to be in teal, the same color that this guy was. You've got purple, you've got clear, you've got black, which is what my D60 Lite is, and pink, I believe. Pink, clear, yeah, all that good stuff. And this fits pretty much every DZ60 type board, including their hot swaps. Some differences that I noted was that instead of an ABS case like the KBD67 was, this comes with a polycarb plate now. I mean, it comes with a polycarb case, but it also gives you an option for plate material, unlike the KBD67. Yeah, just check it out if you guys are interested. Yeah, apparently they are doing kind of similar to what Novelkeys has been doing. It's like themed D60 lights based on the currently running key set. Like, I believe there was a lazurite one as well. Yeah, today we are building this guy. Looks like a Ramakara. Yeah, I believe this is going to be a direct competitor to the Ramakara. So if you're deciding between the two of them, make sure you watch reviews for either. Yeah, I did cheat a little bit. I did kind of start the build. I actually already took care of all of the stabilizers. And I put them on the board already, so it's all there already. Do you have a Kara? No, I do not have a Kara. So if you're a long-time viewer of the show, you know that I am not an HHKB person, which is why I was kind of upset that KBDFans sent me an HHKB layout board. Like, I totally would have been using this a lot more if it was the regular standard layout, you know, but it's not like I can demand what they send me, right? Layout is not for everyone, absolutely not. It was not for me, but to be fair, this is the first HHKB layout board that I've ever owned. I've borrowed HHKB layout boards, but you know, it just never stuck, right? Yeah, we'll see how this one turns out today. We'll see how this one turns out. Thinking of the right says, I'm a little late. No worries, we're literally just starting. I'm just taking apart the board so I can grab the plate out of it. What makes people not want HHKB layout? Preference, I'd say. It's not like the keys not being in the right places, the size of keys, missing keys, all that stuff, you know? Like for me, I like having my arrow keys on the bottom right on a 60. The fact that one of those keys is missing doesn't do it for me. It's like I can tolerate the split backspace, but not having that key there is a big no-no. Thanks for making such a rigorous comparison. I haven't done a rigorous comparison yet, but once I finish building it, I'll try my best. Yeah, there are many similarities between this and the KBD67 Lite, but overall the design for this board is much improved. So I have high hopes. I have high hopes. Though if you guys caught my KBD67 build, the reason sometimes I wonder, did the board really seem all that great to me because I had really low expectations when I got it? Maybe. And now that I have high expectations for this board, am I going to be disappointed? Static PA says, lovely dust mat you have there. Yeah, this is the Matsuzuka dust mat, if anyone's interested. Currently in group buy from Novelkeys. Basically, the one I have in front of me is the Eclipse. Yeah, check it out if you guys are interested. For 25 bucks, you get a little octopus selling what is supposed to be takoyaki, I believe, during some kind of festival. Element G67 group buy page is live. Nice. I am still waiting for my replacement gaskets, so hopefully I can get that fixed too, so that I can determine whether or not the Element is a good board. Are you streaming twice today for FB? For FB? What's FB? Facebook? For GB News? No, my GB News are on Sundays, and my build streams are on Saturdays. But I guess depending on where you are in the world, it may seem like I'm doing it all on the same day, right? That dust hat is cute. Yeah, I know, it is absolutely cute. Suri says, oh yeah, it really depends on where you are, because I am located in Seattle, Washington. We do PDT here, so, you know. Are you still holding off on the Tomo? Yes, I am, actually. Like, I honestly feel like it might just be like a clout purchase for me, which I'm not too comfortable with. Like, I suppose at the very least I could just buy it and use it for a while, and if I really don't like it, I should be able to sell it, right? Just because TGR, right? Who's not gonna buy a TGR? Right? So, who knows? I still have a bit to make my decision. And here we go. Yeah, check it out. KBDFans has this new gasket mountings in which you affix them to the plate using inserts. So this makes sure that all of your gaskets are as straight as possible, so you don't have to use adhesive or like anything like that. So this makes it a lot easier to do. And the fact that the gaskets are held in place with these plastic bits means that the plate itself won't shift. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Because I am using a hotspot PCB, I do highly recommend putting in all of the standoffs. You should get the FR4 plate. I should, but you know, I didn't really have I couldn't really tell KBD fans what I wanted, you know? Now, if I could get what I wanted, I would have asked for a non-HHKB. Non-HHKB for sure. Yeah, that mounting guideline actually is really great. Hope it works. I have no doubts that it will work. I just have to screw the PCB in. always have to figure out which screws are which. I'm gonna assume it's these guys right there. So first and foremost, we need to screw it in from the other side. What switches and keycaps? I'm gonna try and model this board in front of me as closely as possible, so I'll be using Gateron yellows along with ePBT keycaps, just so I can compare the two boards. Alright, I have to figure out where else I want these. So... okay. Interesting. I'm just noticing that there are lots of places to put these standoffs, so I guess when you're building this, you could absolutely tune your board how you want. Very interesting. Well, with that said, maybe I'll keep these two and probably the ones on the side. I'll probably have to adjust this in a bit, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think KBDFans is making it so you have your option of how you want to tune things, which is great. It's absolutely great. No, actually, I just noticed that this bottom one here doesn't need to be in there. So I can probably take that one out. Simply because there is no room for it when it comes to the plate. So I can remove this one beside the plate here. There we go. Okay. Let's go to... okay, so many screws here. We can get them all in place. Looks like split right shift and split space are not optional, right? Yeah. As you guys can see, this is a hot swap PCB, so you're usually locked into one layout. Now you basically only buy this PCB if you want Sangan or HHKB. Is the build on the top your main build? My main build? You mean like the board I'm building, or what do you mean by that? Is that a 7U spacebar? Yes, this is a 7U spacebar. Because this board, this PCB only supports it. Look at Phoenix says, probably means your daily. No, it's not my daily at the moment. It was my daily probably a month ago. But this one's out so that I can easily compare the two. Your personal. Yeah, my personal board changes weekly, sometimes daily. I think like last week I was using the Phantom 65, the one from Maker Keyboards. Not Pano says HHKB is 6U though. Depends on which HHKB you're talking about. What's my clickiest build? Probably, well, it's not a build of mine, but I used to have one clicky keyboard. It was my IBM Model M. I no longer have that. I sold it to a fellow community member. Which color Tomo? I have not purchased my Tomo yet. I'm still kinda on the fence about it. I feel like there's a better use of $500 than buying another keyboard, right? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If I were to buy it though, I would go for the blue to match my TGR Jane. Alright, okay. I think we have all the screws in place. Maybe? Go. To make sure the screws are tight, otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah, the TGR Tomo is going to be such a flex board. It's like, oh, it's a TGR. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think we're good here. Just have to put the switches in. Here, let me just fix this up. Caleb says, is this a personal build? Kind of. It was sent to me by KBDFans to show off on stream. So I do get to keep it. So it is a personal build, but it's not something I bought myself, right? But I was actually talking about that last week when I said that these days I fortunately don't have too much time to do any of my personal builds. So last week I was able to build my Phantom 65. It's been sitting here for like the last month. I was like, yes, this is the day that I will do it. So I did it. All right, okay, let's put some keycaps, or sorry, some switches in. As I said earlier, we are doing Gateron yellows, the same switches that are in the board in front of me. It's a slight difference between opaque and milky ones. If we're still talking about KS3s, I'm not aware of any milky KS3s, unless we're talking Frankenswitch here. Yeah, but there is definitely, if we're talking about like the regular ones, the regular Gateron yellow, there is definitely a difference between milky, like milky top, full milky, and all black. There's definitely a difference there. You've seen stores, other model numbers of Get Yellows, maybe? I don't quite remember seeing any of that. Apparently milky KS3 is interesting. That is news to me. As long as they're all nylon, I think we'll be fine. Okay. And I'm definitely noticing that it's harder to put the switches in these guys, because the plate seems super flimsy. What the heck? Okay. That's kind of weird. Have I used marshmallows or Clampetto? I've used marshmallows. I can't quite remember how they felt, but I remember liking them. I think they're also nylon housings. But pretty much, I've liked pretty much every nylon switch that I've tried. Okay. Do I put any of my finished builds for sale anywhere? Well, most of my builds these days are customer builds, so I can't really put theirs up for sale, right? But some customers have sold boards that I built for them. A couple of my boards that I built myself sometimes go on sale on my server, but not very often. Like, I think the last time I did it was in November of last year. I had a fire sale of sorts, in which I sold boards for like less than 50% of their value. You know, so it just depends. Depends on what's happening. Beef says, "Hey Merlin, how you doing?" Doing pretty good. Building another vendor keyboard. Yeah, I changed what I was going to put on. Piro says, "Merlin, I just joined this stream to know whether you have pulled the trigger on the terminal or not. I ordered a blue one. I have not. Simply because I believe it's going to be a clout purchase, which will most likely just sit in the back of my room along with the TGR Jane. I don't think I'm rich enough to just be like, yo, I have a $500 ornament in the back, right? You know? So yeah, the other option that I'm entertaining is I could buy it and I could actually use it just because I'm pretty sure I won't like the layout. I'm pretty sure. But in case I do, I'll have the board. But if I don't, I can still sell it, right? So, you know, that's like the angel on one side and devil on the other, right? Yeah, decisions. So what's another key? Dude, that's so much money. But if you didn't have any 75%, would you still be hesitant? Yes, I would actually. I still would. Simply because it's not the layout that I want. Okay, so here's the thing. You know, I'm sure many of you guys are like very well to do, right? So, but for me, if I spend $500 on something, and there's parts of it that I don't like, I wouldn't spend 500 on it. Like for me, if there's some parts of it that I don't like, I'd probably spend 300 at like the maximum, right? Like I can't justify spending that much when there's something I don't like about it. Because like with $500, I could buy a ticket to Hawaii, right? And if I buy it early enough, it can be first class. Yeah, so Beef says like I only like Exploded 75, which is my deal as well. It's like I don't like that rightmost column all like scrunched up so much there. It's the layout. It's the layout, Fira. Alright, so get this. It's a TGR board, so it's definitely going to sound good, right? It's going to sound good. So it's like the reason the reason that I'm hesitant to buy it is not because of the sound, not because of how it looks, not because of how it's going to feel. You know, it's like I like TGR a lot, but if it's not in the layout that I want, I'm probably gonna buy it and use it for 2 or 3 weeks. But at the same time, feeling like I need to use it because I spent 500, right? Have you guys ever had that where because you spent so much money on something, you try to like it rather than you like it, that's why you bought it, right? You're trying to choose between Dreamscape and Dual Shot. I would say go with Dual Shot because that's a very classic key set. And I believe if you get tired of it, you should get some good resale. What's the link for the dust mat here? There are regional vendors as well, but the person running it is Takoya Keys, which you can check out there. Look at Phoenix X, just went in on Dual Shot 2, excellent. What's the thockiest switch? The thockiest that I use is probably the thockiest that I've heard is probably a cherry-topped Gateron ink. Okay, looks like I'm short 3 switches, so let me grab a couple more. The mat you have is the Eclipse colorway? Yes, it is. It's the Eclipse one. So it's not just the color that changes here. Let me show you. Like, look. This is the Eclipse, right? And then if you go to Midnight, the drinks change. Like the drinks in the vending machine change. What else changes? See, Matsuri is a lot more noticeable. Dawn and Dusk. There we go. Have I tried a cherry top lavender? No, I have not. The moon, yes, the moon changes. Alright. Of course I've popped off some of these, but that's not a problem. Okay, let's go test out the board, make sure everything works before I build it. Will I go for a GMK taho? No, I will not. I'm not a fan of the colors. There we go. Looks like the board is detected. Let's just run it through VIA really quick. See, did VIA detect it? There it is, yep. VIA detected it. Key tester. Hopefully I did this right. No, one key. Okay, looks like number 2 key is what I messed up. Let me fix that up. It is inevitable that every hot swap build that I do, I tend to bend something. All right, let's put this guy in. Yep, that's pretty straight right there. Please go in. Okay. Let's try that again. Didn't detect it. There we go. Key tester. There we go. Yay, that works. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's put on all of these gaskets that like fell off. Ocean says, I'm getting the Lazarite collab one. Really love the blue gold accent. Yeah, it looks good. Looks very good. Yeah, 60% isn't for everyone, you know. It takes a while. But, you know, a lot of people have this misconception that a 60% is not usable for a majority of things. But yet, a majority of people I know who are coders use a 60% or smaller. You know, so it's not so much that you can't use it for something, but it's more like you need to have a very good key map in order to use it for your needs. That's the issue. All right. That only took an hour and a half. There we go. We are ready to put this in. Ready to put it in. There we go. Okay. Looks like we're good here. Coating on an HHKB way better than full size. Okay. So I think 60% appealed to me back when I was a coder is on my first job. It's not like I had a huge desk or like anything. I was crammed in this tiny cubicle, and when you don't have that much space, you know, every single square footage that you have is like gold. So with the 60%, it gave me more room to have my mouse. It gave me more room to have my documentation. It just gave me more room to do lots of things, which is probably why I gravitated towards 60% back in the day. Also, you know, technically, whenever you guys pair, whenever you're coding with people, yeah, there's this term called pairing, in which you know, you guys both work on the same problem, right? And you're like sitting next to each other. Sometimes you'll share each other's keyboards. The fact that I didn't want people to use my keyboard, having a 60% would intimidate people because they'd be like, oh, that's so scrunched up. I'm gonna have my hands too close to each other. I'll just bring my own keyboard, blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff. Rev Ivory gifting 1 tier 1 sub. Thank you, and congratulations to Twisted. I also see a Kevin Chua. HQ has subscribed. Thank you very much. Okay, what's going on here? Why are the gaskets not fitting in? Aha. There you go. Align. High level intimidation keyboard, 60% Divinikey layout, DSA drifter. Yeah, you would be surprised when like people look at your board and it looks kind of weird. They're not gonna want to use it. Which I think is better than having a dirty keyboard, you know, like I have definitely worked with people who I've had to type on their board, and I look at it, it's like the greasiest thing I'd ever seen, and I'd be like, okay, I need to wash my hands after this. People who use non-QWERTY layouts are monsters to you. I would agree. I would agree. In fact, like the only person I know who uses a non-QWERTY layout, like I believe a Man of Interest uses a Colmac layout, if I'm not mistaken. You work in IT, you hate using people's keyboards with caked on junk. Yeah, that is unfortunately a very common thing though. Very common, but also very, very gross. Like imagine, okay, imagine this. Like I've seen people cough. And you know, and the correct thing to do is to cover your mouth when you cough, right? So they'll cough, and after they cough, continue typing. And it's like, ah, gross. Keyboards are way dirtier than a toilet. Oh yeah. I'd love to see some like high school science fair project or something just to test that. They could be like, oh, so we tested this Dell keyboard located in the teacher's lounge and it tested positive for E. coli. However, the TGR Jane that we tested had 0% E. coli, which means custom keyboards are better than Dell membranes. Look at Phoenix says there was a report done a long time ago saying keyboards in offices should be changed every 2 years because of bacteria. I would be in favor of that. Would totally be in favor of that. The top 2 things found on most money was cocaine and fecal matter. Ugh. That's disturbing. Disturbing, but not unexpected. Disturbing, but not unexpected. To stick your rubber domes in the dishwasher. Amnesiac says, I'm never touching money again. Well, man, and all the extra money that you have, feel free to send it over. I have no qualms touching money. No qualms at all. I'm pretty sure a majority of my viewers would feel the same. All right, there it is. Let's go put some keycaps on it. So as I said earlier, I'm trying my best to make this an identical build with the KBD67 Lite, just so I can do a more even compare and contrast. So we'll do that. We will do that. We will do that right here. I am sacrificing my Discipline 65 because this is what the caps are currently on. I need to remove all of these guys. Let's see, if only I could find my keycap filler. Aha! We're doing subs for Tomo. Well, it's going to be a lot harder to hit. Just because Tomo was 150. Sorry, Tomo was 500 and Handerbait was 150. See, Amnesiac says Merlin, I have the same discipline with GMK Hennessy, and it looks almost identical. Nice. There we go. Now these are ePBT caps as well. Oh, that feels really good. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. It's getting me more and more excited. So, Merlin, you guys want to talk to the chair? Oh, that sounds excellent. Okay, I need a couple more keys here. There, let's do that. Alright, I need the backspace key right there. Let's see if I can fill that up. It'd be funny if they send him a Tomo, but it's addressed to the chair. You guys. The chair can take me to court if it wants. Alright, so I have a question. So it's a federal crime to open a package that's not addressed to you. But what if you then take that package, then you mail it to yourself? Then could you open it? Does anyone know? You pack the package, yeah? Big brain moves here. Okay. Either you need to look for a backspace key, which, there we go, I just found it. Excellent. There we go. Okay. I think I have all the keys that I want. I'm gonna make this a backspace key right there. What is it? That, and then the pipe. There we go. We got it. We got it, ladies and gents. We got it, check that out. My black and white ePBT keycaps on the Polycarb Black D60 Lite. That feels really good. Amni Film says, Fuji build when? Feather sent me an additional item to build with, which is scheduled to arrive either tomorrow or Monday. Actually, no, not Monday, because that's a federal holiday, so it won't get to me then. So it'll arrive on Tuesday, which means I can build it on Saturday. But I do have to check my schedule, because I might have a customer then. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah, here it is. This feels really good, guys. This feels really good. Okay, let me turn off my crisp so you guys can hear the typing. And let me also turn off the music. There we go, music is off. Let's turn off crisp. There we go, okay. Yeah, here. Let's unplug both boards. Just a typing test comparison. I can see this physically flex. I'm literally seeing it flex. That plate is so flexy. Dang. Yep, I can feel it flex right there. Are the switches lubed? Yes, both switches are lubed. Difference is this is KS3 and this one is regular GAT yellows. Here, let me show you guys. Top one sounds less loud because the top one is located further away from the mic. Yeah, here. Let's just do a regular typing test of this one really quick. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's annoying. That's annoying because it's translucent, and if you don't put anything there, the lights come out. That's really annoying. That looks ugly. Okay, that's really weird. Okay. Alright, let's do a typing test of this. Let me put this guy away for now. Okay, that was unexpected. Can you turn it off? Yeah, I can definitely turn it off, but it would turn off every other light. I would have to custom code it in order for it to work. But yeah, okay, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Use full QMK and set the corner LEDs as indicates. I could do that. I absolutely could do that. But there we go. Give you guys a nice typing test here. How much did this build cost? Well, the kit itself cost 120. Like the switches cost me like 20 bucks, but I did not buy this board. This was sent to me by KBDFans for demo and prototyping purposes. Alright, here we go. Let's do a typing test. Not bad. Not bad. Alright. Alright, so here we go. Let's do a comparison between the two based on my initial findings so far. In terms of sound, I do prefer the KBD67 Lite a lot more. This is more my sound profile. Like, it's the same type of caps, but just feeling them right now, there is a slight difference. So I don't know. These were ePBT caps that I bought around 2018. These are ePBT caps that KBDFans sent me a couple months ago. So there could be a difference between the two. Yeah, this one seems deeper, despite me using KS3s, which are a deeper sounding switch compared to regular Gateron yellows. In terms of feel though, I greatly prefer how this one feels. This one, yeah, this one just like flows. It feels really good. It's like, I do notice that the plate is bending as I'm typing it. You can visually see that right now. Don Bro says KS3 smoother rather than deeper. It is both. Here we go. Let's see this. So generally a longer spacebar also tends to add to that thok, so it's supposed to be deeper, but if you're listening to this, also, I noticed that the spacebar is slightly warped. Can you get different plates? Yes, you have your option between PC, which is what's in this, brass, and FR4. I think if I could do the build again, I would opt for the FR4 plate. Maybe try without sandals. Okay, so here's the thing. The way it feels right now, I love it. I love how this feels, and that's with all of the standoffs in place. It feels a lot flexier than the KBD67 Lite. However, this guy sounds better. This guy sounds better. So, no. Pros and cons. Here, you know, just to make sure it's not really a keycap difference, Let's just do this really quick. Not that this is a very reliable test, but it gives you like an idea. Here. Yeah, there's not much of a difference there. I don't have the Bakaneko yet, but I did receive a shipping notice. Oh, there goes the switch when I pulled it out. Let's go put it back. Alright, so to me as someone with many keyboards, feel definitely trumps sound, right? Just because whenever I'm working on something, whenever I'm typing, I do have music playing in the background, or or like I'm like in a voice chat or something like that. So while sound is definitely important to me, it's probably number 2 or something. Feel, I greatly prefer feel. So if only this was not an HHKB layout, I'd probably be using this over this, right? Like this is by far still one of my favorite budget 65s, but this one feels great. This one just feels great. Like here, another 60 that I really like that's also plastic. It's my Series 60 right here. Palm plate and everything. I'm gonna say that I like the feel of this better than the Series 60. Yeah, absolutely. Prefer the feel of this over the Series 60. You want arrow keys but want something smaller? Yeah, okay, so this, just to give you like a sneak peek of how I use the 60 with arrows. See? So this is my regular 60% layout. And this is why I can't use HHKB. This is how I do my arrows. I have a toggle button right there, so I press it. These 3 guys suddenly become arrows. Up, down, left, right. I press it again to toggle it back to a shift, Alt, Win, and Control. That's how I use my arrows. So on an HHKB, I'm kind of, missing that key, right? See, so I do that. Where are my arrows, right? On an HHKB, I'm forced to hold FN and do these, and do like the HHKB arrows, right? Which I just absolutely hate. Like, I guess I could do FN and WSD as well, but that just sucks. Yeah, this guy feels really good. See, even like the Sirius sounds better than this. Yeah, Sirius still sounds better than the D60 Lite. Listen Up Phone says, Merlin, do toggle key and HHKB arrow position for... Do toggle key and HHKB arrow positions. Oh, okay. So here's the thing, right? I guess I should have both of them in place. The reason why the toggle key works so well for me is because these 3 keys, I hardly ever use. I never use right shift when I'm typing. Control, Win, and Alt are just unused keys for me. So when I toggle it, it doesn't matter if they turn into arrow keys. I have the option to perpetually keep them as arrows if I want. However, on an HHKB, if I set these to be arrows, right? Because of the nature of my job, I commonly have to use open bracket and semicolon and even single and double quotes. So by putting them as arrow keys, I also remove these essential keys from me. And okay, and of course slash. That's another essential thing. Like on my regular standard 60 layout, I don't have to worry about that. I still have access to those keys just fine. But why not shift for up and FN key for right? Shift for up and FN key for right? I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, okay, so I actually went into this build thinking that this would trump the KBD67 in both sound and feel. So I'm honestly a little disappointed that this doesn't sound as good as the KBD67 Lite. So I'm like, well, shoots, maybe. Like, they did change quite a few things. They changed the amount of, well, not only did they change the gasket process, but they also changed the silicon inside. They also changed the material of the case. So while it seems like they thought more about it, I feel like it was more detrimental to the sound. Like this one still sounds immaculate, and it's only ABS. Ray Ivory says, is the KBD67 Lite a dual keyboard, Bluetooth and wired? You have your option between a Bluetooth PCB and a wired PCB. Snore Munchlack says, does this scratch easily? I have not tried to scratch my board, and that is not something I will try to do. Yeah, you know, I do appreciate that they changed the logo. The KBD fans versus, you know, versus that Comic Sans like font. But yeah, I don't know, if you're looking for sound, it's probably not a good choice. I actually don't like the sound. I would even say that this doesn't sound as good as an NK65EE. I would love to like try a Kara with this. Kara is probably this board's direct competitor. So yeah, I don't know, if I could somehow get my hands on a Kara, I could do a more of a direct comparison. Though I have a feeling the Kara would not be able to defeat this in terms of typing feel, because this one just feels really good. This one feels great. Tokoyaki says, Merlin, how is the desk mat? I quite like it. It's funny, I've bought many, or I've been given many desk mats before, but this is the first desk mat that as soon as I opened it, it had that, it had a very fresh desk mat smell, and I'm like, oh, I've never experienced that before. I've also noticed that the colors on this, and in fact, someone mentioned on stream that the colors are slightly different than what you would see on the group by page here. Just to give you an example, let's do, there we go, just a quick example here. Eclipse, right? Like if you look at that vending machine, right? You look at that, see, that's a very light brown, whereas here it's a very dark brown. So yeah, not a big issue at all. In fact, I personally like the darker brown. It looks pretty, but it's definitely not what this would imply. See that? Could just be a lighting thing too, but who knows? Who knows? Takoyaki says, ah, yeah, I see that. Yeah? Oh, great. This guy's not plugged in, that's why I can't delete anything. There we go. Oh man, that is so annoying. Okay, I wish I could just like cover it. Okay, let's see, let's Now it is 3:29. We are 2 hours in, so maybe we can end the stream with another typing test. Turn off RGB right now. Sure, let me turn it off. Electrical tape. Here, let's just turn it off. Let's see. Oh wait, yeah, because this uses RGB matrix, you can't actually turn it off in VIA. You need to use the key. So where is my RGB key? Is it already programmed? Yes, it is. It's on layer 2. You know what? I'm just gonna put it here. Or RGB toggle. There we go. Let's put it on. Let's put it on there. And let's do. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're good. We should be able to turn it off now. Or not. Okay, it's probably because it wasn't... Okay, so usually this happens if before VIA enabled firmware was flashed on the board, the EEPROM wasn't wiped first, which seems to be a very common problem for KBDFans. So the fix is to just reflash, but before you reflash, click clear EEPROM. So yeah, I will just have to deal with the RGB right now. Anyway, as I was saying, let's do another typing test. Let's do another typing test. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Definitely not as nice sounding as the KBD67 Lite, but in my opinion, better typing. Better typing, and that's with the FR4 board. With the FR4 plate, I mean. Siri says, Merlin is notoriously anti-HHKB. I am. I definitely am. Definitely am. Glarcies, thanks for coming in. Yes, you are coming in at the tail end of my build here. Literally just finished the last typing sounds. Oh my gosh, yeah. Don Bro says, Siri, I feel like WKL 60% is worse for non-layered arrow key lovers, and HHKB is the smallest. It is coolish to go. Yeah, but yeah, I guess I will state my concluding remarks after 10 minutes of board ownership, I guess. If you're looking for a decent 60%, that's budget. I believe the D60 Lite has a very good typing experience with an FR4 plate. But if you're looking for a 60% variant of the KBD67 Lite, because of how much you love the sound, this is not it. I actually think it sounds worse than even the NK65 EE. So yeah. And also the one thing that caught me off guard. See those extra light? Those are the left and rightmost keys on a Sangen board. And because the plate itself and the case itself is translucent, those lights will shine through. So kind of an unfortunate design that they did not consider, but it is what it is. Alright guys, well thanks for joining in. Yeah, unfortunately the group buy for this has been delayed. I think it's up to a month. However, you can buy the special edition Cool Kids one starting on June 1st. The regular editions are delayed for up to a month, I believe. So yeah, check out KBDFans if you're interested in a board like this. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. My next stream is tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. PDT, in which I'll be talking about mechanical keyboard group buys happening in the following week. If that's the kind of content that you guys like, definitely tune in. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye guys.